That's what I'm talking about, Berkeley. I like it.
God, you're drinking too much, puking.
Oh, no.
Shitting on himself.
10 years ago, we'd all miss the teeth.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Sick Golf Trips podcast, where everyday golfers share their stories, budgets, formats, mistakes, and more, so you can get ideas and get inspired to make your own sick golf trip. I'm your host, 𝐤𝐸, along with my co-host, Berkeley Hoagland. How's it going, Burke?
Hey, man. What's going on, Carrie? How are you, man? Everything's swell, man. Just had a great round this morning. Got up very early this morning and hit some balls around, so I'm feeling good.
Shooting straight, and we're going to play this weekend, huh? You ready for this?
You know what, Carrie? I'm telling you right now, you better bring a fistful of cash, because this man is going to be taking your money, baby. I'm taking your money.
So
I'm
just
ready.
so you know, just so you guys know, Berkeley negotiated 6 strokes. So 1 stroke on the 6 hardest holes. Playing a pretty easy course so we could spray it around, but let's see what smoke he can bring.
Well, you know, folks, Carrie is sitting here saying that he's an 8 handicap. And, you know, I don't really keep a lot of scores. You know, I'm kind of like all over it. I just got serious about golf like 2 years ago. So I don't really keep a lot of scores, but I think I'm a legit 15 to 20. That's where I think I am. I'm like 15 to 20. Any day I could hit 100. You know what I mean? No problem. I would probably say 90% of the time, 92.3 to 98, somewhere in there.
Just be sure to tune in next week. Either I'm going to be hearing an earful of it, or Berkeley's going to be hearing an earful, or he's just going to be quiet.
Well, Carrie, man, the last time I played against you, man, you're driving 250 yards, man. I'm like, the 200, 220 is the best for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't remember playing well that day, but you know, it's a different game when there's a little bit of money on the line, right?
That's true. Actually, you did play pretty good that day. You weren't bad at all. You played pretty good. Your drives were good. Yeah, I think you wind up kicking my butt pretty bad. But that was the times I didn't understand handicap stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand it.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you're sitting in the fairway right now with your background, but we'll see if you can remain that way at Meadowlark.
Right down the middle, baby. Right down the middle. You like my golf happy attire? You like little hat
I
there,
do like it.
shirts?
You got
Like
a lot
it?
of those shirts, huh? You got a lot of variety in there.
I do a lot of variety, man. You know, people hit me up, let me know. Oh, got some beautiful hockey jerseys too that I did. Oh my God, I'll wear the hockey jersey the next time.
This week we're going to be talking with Pete, who's actually built a golf app called Golfed App, which we'll ask him about. It keeps track of all of the courses that you've played throughout your history. Hey, Pete, how you doing?
Pete, what's up, buddy?
How we doing?
Oh, we're doing
Pretty good.
awesome. Look at you, your Augusta little thing, and what's that over there? Pinehurst.
Pinehurst. I got a Pebble one somewhere. I bought it. I don't know where I bought it. Somewhere online. It's like a cheap little set to like fill my apartment before I got married, and it came in like a set of 3. Now I only have room for 2 in my little office here. So these are the ones that made a cut.
Berkeley loves you already. You're like coming. You're dressed the part. Everything.
Come on, finishing up work before the long holiday here. So no, it's all good. How you guys doing?
Doing amazing.
Doing
man.
well.
Where are you living? Where are you at right now?
So I live out on Long Island, New York.
Oh, you're in New York. So what do you do for work? What do you do?
I'm in software sales. So I'm sitting up in my little office / man cave. After school, I lived in New York City for a while, moved out west, spent some time in Colorado, basically during COVID, and then I kind of moved back a couple of years back.
So what kind of
You guys
golfer are
golf?
you? You a weekender, a regular, 3-4 times a week?
Hey, Pete, hold on. Hold on before you answer that. He just wants to know if you suck balls or if you're all right. That's basically what he's getting at.
I would say I'm a very average golfer.
All right.
Like my
What
index
is average these days, though? What's your handicap?
13.
Okay.
He's better than me. Yeah, dude, you're good.
I think I'm jaded because like most of my friends are like single digits, scratch, and I'm just like I don't play as much as I would like to. Like I'll probably get, if I'm lucky, 20 rounds in a year. Years
Twice a month.
ago, yeah, yeah. If you asked me a few years ago, like I got 50 plus rounds in a summer.
Wow.
Like I was playing all the time. But yeah, I don't play as much anymore. Happily married and doing a lot of other stuff now. But no, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's still my passion.
What's your
That's
best round?
82.
82.
Oh,
All
here we
right,
go.
good. Chasing the 7 handle.
Yeah.
And you know how it goes, right? It's golf, right? Like
Yeah.
you have a PR and it's like, oh, I just missed that putt on 7 and like it rimmed out. And it's like these little things. But then you got to remind yourself that there was 5 or 6 lucky breaks that you got that you probably shouldn't have to get you the 82.
Yeah.
This is how it goes.
Yeah.
This is how, what about you guys?
Hey, that's funny you said that. Did you see what just happened to freaking Scheffler on Monday in the,
Dude.
the overtime and misses the 3-foot putt and loses? Oh my God.
I know. So I'm a Scotty fan. I feel like most people are. But it was good to see Hovland get one. He needed it.
Those little putts, though, those get me all the time. I play with this group, and man, so many times I could take the hole with that 3-4 footer. And a lot of times we always say, okay, if you get 2 goods out of the group, it's good. Good, you're good. And when it comes to me to win the hole, they know, oh, Carrie's going to choke. You got to putt it.
Yeah. Same with me, man.
Same deal, right? Like if you're just playing with your buddies on like a random weekend, good, pick it up. Awesome. But like I know we're gonna get into this, but you start getting on these trips where we have like competitive competitions going on for the weekend.
Yeah.
People are brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Hey,
Like,
Pete, just a month ago, I kicked some dude's ass on the golf course because he was cheating. And I gave him some of this Big Mama Joe right here, baby. I jacked his ass up.
That's what I'm talking about personally. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like that's the energy I need. You and I should play some ground.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So good.
Pete, so we got a couple things to talk to you about. We want to talk to you about your app, but before we get into that, let's talk Sand Valley. It is Bandon Dune's cousin or sister, brother, whatever you call it, same guy. But Sand Valley is the newer one. But I'm excited to hear about it because you hear so much about Bandon, and that's like the golf mecca. So I gotta imagine Sand Valley is right up there with it. Why don't you tell us about your trip there?
So Sand Valley, like I've been lucky enough to play at like a lot of these resorts. Like so every single year, me and 7 other of my buddies from school, probably about, well, I think it's been 5 or 6 years since we started doing it. We all pick a weekend and we go to like one of these like resort destination type places. Sand Valley was one. We had to get on a wait list if I remember correctly. I want to say it took like 2 years to get on.
Wow.
And don't quote me on that because it was like one of my buddies who like set it up. But it was at least a year we had to wait. So we kind of know we're on the wait list for there. We're waiting for things to open up. We're waiting for lodging to open up. And like that's one of the important things to highlight. It's like you're in the middle of nowhere when you get up there. So from New York, we flew into Madison, Wisconsin. There's a few other options to kind of fly in, but everyone's pretty much in the New York area. So we just all shot up to Madison. We actually spent the night, because we got in late, spent the night in like a Fairfield Inn down in Madison and hired like a van type bus thing, picked us up at like 4 a.m. in Madison and drove us directly to Sand Valley. Now, like I was saying, Sand Valley is in the middle of nowhere. You're driving through just like fields, farm fields, and then all of a sudden you get to this. It's actually very unassuming when you pull up, but then you see the clubhouse and you're like, okay, this is going to be like quintessential like links golf. And like, going in, it's going to be like top notch.
Yeah.
And literally from like the second you get there, and it's like this at a lot of these places, you're treated as if like you guys are all kings. I'm some random kid from New York who's a 13 handicap. Nothing special about me, right?
Yeah.
But great. They're like unloading your clubs, they're unloading your bags, they're helping you get checked in. And like, so really right from the start, amazing experience. But
it's still only like a 2-hour drive?
Like 2.5 hours. Yeah.
It's not bad.
Well, like, it's not, but you feel like you're in another world.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's part of the allure of it, right? So like you finally get up there, and once you're on property, like you're not going anywhere. So it's different from like a 𝐤𝐿 or a Pinehurst that has, 𝐤𝐿 has Charleston right down the street, half hour, 40 minutes away. Pinehurst has like a little town you can kind of go to.
Yeah.
Sand Valley has Sand Valley. That's it.
What time did you arrive there?
We probably got in around 8, 7 or 8.
In the morning.
So maybe we got picked up a little later than
In the morning?
in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we stayed overnight. We flew in
Yeah,
late
okay.
into Madison, stayed overnight, got picked up. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. It was early.
I picture like the first time someone sees Vegas, I love driving in from the desert, from LA area at nighttime, right? Because then you go and you come over the desert and then you just see all these lights. I just
Lights,
imagine
yeah.
that from a golf perspective that you get there in the morning.
You get there, it was light out when we got there. It almost feels as if you're like driving like through a course because there's like big sand dunes and everything, tall fescue and whatnot. So you get there, they unload everything for you, and then there's a couple things that you can do, and I'd recommend this to anyone that's going. Check in, handle all of that, grab a quick bite, and they have a par 3 course. That's the first thing we did. We went right out to the par 3 course. It was awesome. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, check this. I'm pretty sure you can play with like out shoes, super casual, bring like 2 or 3 clubs, and it is like perfect warm up for with some difficult golf once you get onto the like, course.
Wow. Difficult golf.
How many
The-
courses out there?
So they might have just built a new one. When we were there, they had Sand Valley, which is obviously kind of like the primary course. They had Mammoth Dunes, which we'll talk about, Sedge Valley, and then they have a course called the Lido, which is in the Golf Digest Top 100. That is
Wow.
slightly off property, and it's like semi-private, I guess you would call it. So, or I think it is private, but if you're staying on property at Sand Valley during the week, you have access to like a handful of tee times, and we were lucky enough to get out. So we played 4
But
courses.
you only went for a weekend, so you had to choose which ones to play then. Is that correct?
We stacked it up, Kerry. We're doing 36 in a day. We hit them all.
Wow.
We hit them all. So it's one of those trips. It happens every year. Like you are absolutely exhausted every night because you're walking these courses too.
Yeah.
And of course you have caddies and
Walking.
whatnot.
Oh my
You are-
God. I
you are-
hate that.
Can you get medical exemption for carts?
You probably can. You probably can. But
Yeah.
but oh yeah, you're shot after this. And like I don't know why we do this. Like we go in the dead of summer every year on these trips. So we were there in like August. It was hot as anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
But,
And what's hot? What's hot there? And is it humid?
I'm gonna guess it was probably in the 70s. And honestly, compared to
70s.
some of the others we've got, or high 70s, 80s, but like yeah, it was sticky when we were there. It was definitely
I
sticky.
think that's
So
manageable though. 70s, 80s. That's okay. I think
it
that's
was.
okay.
It definitely was. And in comparison to, when we're going down south on these trips, it's completely manageable. So show up, the par 3 course, can't recommend that enough. It's awesome. It's quick.
Mhm.
You'll get out of there. It's like an awesome warm up. Now, the par 3 course is right next to like the main clubhouse. And like that's going to be like your hub, if you will. And like a lot of the
Yeah.
courses are based up there. There's restaurants there. The main pro shop is there. Everything is kind of like in that main clubhouse. I forget exactly what it's called. They have a big putting green, which is awesome. So we played the par 3, grabbed the quick bite, and then our first round, and I don't know how they kind of decide where you go out when, was at actual like the Sand Valley primary course, which is probably the hardest in my opinion. Long, it's penal. It's really your first round off a plane. It's like everyone's tight, just kind of getting warmed up.
Yeah.
But like when I tell you beautiful, it's incredible. And it definitely resembles what I imagine like Bandon Dunes looks like. Just
Wow.
wide
Okay.
open, barely any trees, rolling like mounds with fescue, a lot of waste bunker, big greens. It's really cool, but also incredibly difficult to play if you don't have a caddy. Like you need caddies at these places. There's blind
Did you get a caddy
shots,
for every round?
Yeah, I don't know if they make you or not. We did, and I'd recommend it.
And there are like two baggers, like the one caddy for two people.
That's what we did. I know, like, generally speaking, a lot of these resorts will try to, if they know you're there for a weekend and playing a couple of rounds, they'll try to keep you like with the same people if they can. So you kind of get to know the caddies, which is awesome, and like that's always like a fun part of the experience because like they get involved in like your matches over the course of the weekend. It's like, no, I'm on Pete's team, like I'm on Pete's bag, and especially like later in the weekend and things get a little bit tighter. Like sometimes you'll see the caddies going at it and like not giving like your buddy a read who you're playing against.
Oh no!
You'll see stuff like that.
We've never heard that before, Kerry. That's a first.
Yeah. Well, it's like, they got no skin in the game. They're getting paid no matter what. But like, it is cool to see when you are able to like do a couple loops with somebody over the course of like a weekend and how they just get invested.
Yeah.
So where do those guys live if it's in the middle of nowhere? Do they drive in?
Yeah. It's funny because I remember asking, I don't remember the name of the town, but I remember them saying it was like a 30, 40-minute drive in.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad.
I'm sure there's towns that are closer. I'm not familiar with like the outside of Sand Valley geography or whatever the term is, but like I'm sure there's towns, but like there's no major city or anything like that outside of like Madison that I'm aware of.
How many guys did you go with?
So it's 8 of us total.
Same 8 that do all the trips?
Like we all been super close since college, which is great. And then like every year leading up to these, we'll do a draft. Everyone gets excited. It's like we'll do a draft 6 months before we show up, like on property. You have a different captain every year, like snake draft style. And there's, as you guys know, there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. So like,
so what are you doing over the weekend? Like, how are you doing that? Is it a full 3-day thing or what?
Full thing. So we do match play every round up until the last day typically. And then the last day is singles. So we'll do match play where every match is worth 1 point, which keeps it pretty tight over the course of the weekend. And then Sunday morning is always our last round before we head out. And that's singles play. And like that's where you see these wild up and down swings, like teams coming back from down 3, 2. Every putt means something. If one person has a bad day, your whole team can be out a couple $100.
So how does that work? So you split into 2 teams. You do match play, so you get a point per match, let's say, or half. And then when you get the singles play, is it stroke then? Like total strokes?
It's still match play. So it'll be like, me versus, you, Kerry, right? And like we're on opposite teams. Our point, like our match is match play worth 1 point. Now Berkeley is playing Joe or whoever, right? Theirs is worth 1 point as well. So like if Berkeley and I are on the same team, we both win. That's a 2-point swing right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. But into the singles play, how does that factor into that point system?
We just do match play singles. So whoever wins the hole, you're up 1. You're up 2. You're up 3. And then whoever wins the overall match. So it's match play, 1v1 match play.
Yeah.
So if I beat you on hole 1, I'm up 1.
Yeah.
You beat me on hole 2, we're all square.
Now, are you playing, you got a par to win the hole? Or is it double bogey max, or what is it? Can I get a 10 and you get a freaking par? And how does that work?
That's come up a couple times. Usually we'll cap like around 8. If both people are carding an 8, we're just going to call that a wash. That hole. No one's getting any points on it if you're both carding an 8.
Yeah, that I got with Kerry this weekend coming up is basically. You're playing $2 a hole, but you gotta par the hole to win it, and then we'll do carryovers and 2 tie all tie. So you can have 8 or 9 holes go with a tie, and then on hole 10, someone freaking wins it, and he just won himself freaking $20 there from everybody. Yeah, yep,
totally. So just a little bit different than that. If there's no blood, meaning no one wins the hole, go on to the next one. Nothing carries over.
Okay, good. All right, there you go.
And then whoever basically has the most holes won at the end gets that point. But the singles matches, they're a blast. They're
Oh, yeah.
an absolute blast. And
Yeah.
like we'll always get like a scoreboard type thing, something along those lines. So like we'll hang that up like where we're staying so everyone can kind of see over the course of the weekend who's playing who next, like who won this match, like what's the overall score. It gets competitive. It's a lot of fun.
You
It's
guys
a lot of
keep
fun.
lifetime stats
Everyone's
too?
we don't. We don't. I wish we did, although maybe I won't because I've had some tough ones. But like, uh, no, we don't do that. That's a good idea, though. That's a good idea. But
Yeah.
one of the things I do think it's cool to kind of flag at Sand Valley. So we've been to a bunch of places, and prior to Sand Valley, we've all stayed in hotels on property or right nearby. So you're shacked up with one of your buddies. It's like two to a room, whatever. Sand Valley was like the first place where we all were able to stay together because they have these huge, call them condos, townhomes, whatever you want to call them. So we stayed in this one where all of us were able to sleep. Had four rooms with two queen beds, yeah, at least queen beds in each room,
Yeah.
and then like a big connecting living room with kitchen and everything like that. And it's
Mhm.
like you're sitting on like one of these lakes, you jump in the lake after. So like having everybody together, like in one spot, frankly, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
a game
man,
Nice.
changer.
I can just imagine, dude. I can imagine the shenanigans that was going on, especially when you fools were coming out of college and you knuckleheads are all single. What? Come on, give me something. Who was that freaking jackass guy that was just hey, come on, Bob, you're drinking too much, puking, shitting on himself, showing up late to the court. Like, what? Tell me something.
We've actually we've actually been pretty good as of late, believe it or not. And don't
What?
get me wrong, we're getting older, Berkeley. Like we're all in our mid 30s now. We
Oh, mid
started doing
30s.
this
We're getting
late.
older. Oh, Carrie,
We
mid
started
30s. Jesus.
But that's the other thing, Burke, that
No,
we're,
no.
we're learning is like you're investing all this money into the golf. It's like, are you really gonna piss it away, like getting drunk and missing tea times and stuff, right?
It's so funny. If we did this, started doing this 10 years ago, we'd all missed a tea time. Every single one of us would have. Like, like no doubt. We wouldn't even make it to the course.
Yeah.
Literally. But like, yeah, no, now everyone like, and don't get me wrong, like, guys drink and they probably have a little too much, but generally speaking, everyone's relatively tame. And like, frankly, you're exhausted at the end of the day.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what it is too, Pete? It's like you want to drink and you want to have some fun too. But then well, at least in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to get too drunk because there is a little bit of money on the line. I can't lose to these guys here, so you got to stay somewhat in the game.
Exactly. And like for me, I haven't drank in like 7 or 8 years personally, but like all my buddies do, or most of them do. So it's like you have the guys that they'll drink all day. We come back after now. There's a ton of laughs. That's the best part, right? It's like you're
Yeah,
with all your
yeah,
college friends. We don't see each other like as much as we used to, obviously. And
yeah,
like everyone gets together every year, and you are right back where you were. There is
yeah,
Yeah,
no skip.
yeah,
And like that's the best part. Like you're literally laughing to the point where like your face hurts
yeah.
99% of the time. About random
yeah,
stuff, I couldn't even tell you one thing, but it's just like stuff like that makes it like so awesome.
yeah,
So if anyone's going to Sand Valley, if you're going to the big group, definitely try to get, it's like an 8-man cabin. That's essentially what it was. Because they
Okay.
have other
oh,
options on property that are like smaller, a little bit more closer to like the clubhouse. But the 8-man cabin's the way to do it if you got a big group.
wow.
So you flew into Madison, spent the night there, and then you did 2 nights in this cabin at Sand Valley.
Yep.
Okay. With all the courses and the caddy fees and everything, what would that run?
Horses are probably like 300-ish each. I think all in outside of caddy fees, it was like 2,500, something like
Okay,
that.
not too bad.
And then caddies, you give them 120, 150
Yeah.
bucks, give or take, bag.
Yeah,
Now, that's actually a cool part too. So, like, they have a restaurant and everything that you can eat there, but they have this taco shack that was like right next to where our cabin was. Very simple: chicken or pulled pork tacos. They are
oh,
$1, $1,
Hmm.
and they are some of the best tacos I've ever had. So, like, one
what?
night for dinner, shot. Like, we just all of us walk there. You get like 5 of these little tacos. It was literally $5. and they're incredible. And you sit there right outside like this taco shack that overlooks, I want to say it's 18 at Sand Valley and the first tee box. And like we were watching the groups come in. Craig's Porch, that's what it was.
Nice.
Craig's
Wow.
Porch. Dollar tacos, and like you do stuff like that, it like drastically helps the overall cost.
Yeah.
You know, when you're not dropping like $100 each at a
Yeah.
dinner with people drinking red wine and getting steak. You know, like we don't get me wrong, if they have options like that, but
Yep.
being able to do that one night and just roll out of the shower, everyone walks up there is perfect.
So
Yeah.
at these places like Sand Valley, like you go to
Yeah.
an all-inclusive, you're sitting in the pool, you end up chatting up with people around and stuff, and you meet people from all over the country or the world. Is Sand Valley been in that, is it that kind of vibe too?
Totally. So you notice like pretty quickly, it's mostly golf groups, if not all
Yeah.
golf groups. So like you see the same groups of guys walking around basically all weekend. It's primarily guys, almost 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like yeah, you're just like shooting the shit with a lot of these people. Everyone's doing something similar, playing a match on their annual trip. One of the cool things that like we've done a few times, talk to the other guys like, hey, we're like this is our 10th year, this is our 5th year. It's like, where have you guys
Oh,
gone? Where should we go next
yeah.
year? Right? And like
Mhm.
stuff like that. Literally getting like insight like this just as you're warming up to go play around.
Mhm.
So it's neat. It's definitely neat. You get a lot of like inside baseball, so to speak, on some of the new courses that just opened up and resorts that just opened up. So it's definitely like a really good vibe. Everyone's super friendly. Everybody's always in a good mood. Like, how could you
Yeah.
not be? You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're on a
You're in
beautiful
golf heaven.
course.
You're in golf mecca, if
You're
not
literally
the
in golf
yeah.
heaven. There's nothing else to do there except golf.
Wow.
If you were going to rank the courses best worst in terms of, or if you go back, what order would you do it in? You said Sand Valley you would probably reserve to last.
Ooh, so that's a really good question. So the way we did it was Sand Valley first, then we did Mammoth Dunes, which is top 3 course I've ever played. I loved it. Loved it.
Wow.
Then we did Sedge Valley.
Mhm.
Then we finished with the Lido on the last day.
Okay.
The Lido is probably the hardest course.
Wow.
Probably the hardest course. Weather was iffy. Like we got spit on a little bit. It was like overcast. But if I was gonna do it again, I'd probably start with Sedge Valley. It's the shortest. It's like a par 70, I think, maybe even 69. It's the shortest, maybe the easiest in my opinion. I'd use that as like a warm up. Mammoth Dunes, I would do second. Mammoth Dunes is awesome. Everybody shoots well there. They always say that. And they told us before we even teed off. It's wide open, and if you can
Yep.
hit a couple good shots, you're going to score very well. Big greens, and like if you're putting that day, you're going to score pretty well. Like I'm talking some of the biggest greens I've ever seen in my life. Now, don't get me wrong;
Wow.
they're all over the place. It looks like a ski hill, some of them. But it's just a different golf experience at Mammoth Dunes than a lot of your traditional like parkland courses. And I found that like
Mhm.
super fun. Super fun. Like if you run off the tee a little bit, you're not going into the woods. If you're gonna be able to make a play on it and get it to the green, then you're gonna have to make up for it on the green. And like you don't get that at a
Yeah.
lot of courses across the country. So I
Yeah.
thought that was an incredible, incredible experience. And then
That's
I'd
awesome.
finish with probably Sand Valley, and I'd finish with the Lido again because the Lido's kind of like the crown jewel outside of the Sand Valley course.
Yep.
That like a lot of people can't get on.
Very cool. The other thing we wanted to talk to you about is your golf app, which I think that's how I
Yeah.
found you originally. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Because it sounded like actually a pretty cool concept.
Yeah. So it all kind of started me, one of my buddies, Dan, who goes on this trip every year, and my brother. We're just kind of talking one day about like how many courses we think we've played in our life. So like we started counting and like quickly run out of fingers. So this was like 5 or 6 months ago. We found an app that did it. It was like very simple, but you can track courses and it would keep count for you. Fast forward to like a month and a half ago from now, I go to try to log a course and it's not working. Can't log in. Long story short, it's been deprecated. It doesn't even exist anymore. So I got a technology background and like an AI software background. So for me, I was like, you know what? Like I know there's a need of, at the very least, it'll be good for the 3 of us. I'm going to go ahead and build it out. It's like I literally built it. the thing out myself from scratch,
Wow.
hiring a developer to kind of help me tie all those ends together because I've never built an app before.
Mhm.
But like you start building, ideas start coming to you, and you start talking to your buddies, and they're like, "Hey, what about this? What about that?" So like, here's an example. Like we always talk about like, "Hey, have you ever played a Golf Digest Top 100 course?" Oh, you have. Like, how many have you played? Which ones have you played? And people forget. They forget what's on the list, what's not. So like one of the
Uh-huh.
things I just decided in is like a Golf Digest Top 100 tracker, right? And then you do more research, and there's a second 100 they come out with. It's like, hey, let's do a tracker for that. Hey, there's also top courses you can play from Golf Magazine, meaning like the public ones. Let's do a tracker for that. So I built things like
Wow.
that in there. There's bucket lists in there, leaderboards. Like we have some people in there with almost 400 courses logged already that they've played over their life. But like that, very simply put, that's the gist of it, right? We all play
How
like
many of you? What's your number? What are you at?
79.
There, all right.
Wow.
I thought I had a lot.
So how do you spell it? How do you
I don't.
spell it?
So it's golfed, so GOLFED. So it's available on iOS, Android, in the app stores now. It's been out for 2 weeks, almost exactly. Honestly, the first couple weeks have been more than I ever could have expected. Right? We got
Really?
hundreds of downloads already, and it's really just been me. I've done some like light Facebook and Insta, or not Facebook, excuse me, Instagram and X boost. So that's essentially the gist of it, right? Want to give you one spot where you can keep track of every course you've ever. Now, there's a lot of other things that go into it now. You can book tee times, create your bucket list, like I mentioned, leaderboards, monthly challenges. But like at its core, the idea is really just to give people the ability to keep track of their courses, not forget, be able to share it with friends.
So,
Do you
what's on
think that?
your bucket list? What do you need to hit?
Maidstone is a
I
big
haven't even
one.
heard.
It's out here in East Hampton on Long Island.
Okay.
Um, Friar's Head, another Long Island one I definitely want to hit. Bandon, obviously, love to
And
get
yeah.
out there. Sanctity, which is in Nantucket, an island off Massachusetts here on the East Coast. Primarily East Coast ones, but those are the big ones I'd love to get out on.
So going back to Sand Valley, if you were going to rate that in terms of your previous trips, is that at the top of the leaderboard?
Yeah, definitely our best one. So just to give you guys some context, I think it's better than Pinehurst, and Pinehurst was incredible. Pinehurst is
Pinehurst sounds
awesome.
incredible too. Yeah.
It's top notch. They treat you amazing there. I have nothing bad at all to say about Pinehurst. Sand Valley, in my opinion, is better. A few reasons why. So I think the lodging is a big piece of it, being able to all stay together. Where like we stayed at the Carolina and Pinehurst, and you're in a hotel room, right?
Mhm.
That's a big piece. The golf is definitely a lot different. So Pinehurst golf courses are much different than like what you're going to get at Sand Valley. And for me, I just prefer like the wide open lace bunker, um, links, more links-ish, I guess you can say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
type of, right? So it's more of a preference thing than anything else. Again, nothing bad to say about Pinehurst. Sand Valley is very close to Stream Song outside of Tampa, Florida. Stream Song's great. Same situation though. We stayed in a hotel right on property there. So that's a big piece of it. And then unfortunately, like we went to South Florida in June. It was unbearably hot, which took
Is that
away
where you
from it.
came from? Did you do that your trip this year already, or is it coming up?
We did. So this year we went down to Kiowa in outside of
Oh,
Charleston.
okay. Yeah.
Super hot again, but we did it a little bit
Jesus.
earlier this year. It's just kind of the way it worked out with everybody. Kiowa is top notch, like very, very, very hard to beat. If it comes down to it, it's just the type of golf and like the preference of golf course that you want to play, which kind of like push
Yeah.
Sand Valley over the edge.
All
Wow.
these places now you have to book so early. So have you guys booked for next year already?
So we're working on it right now. So like the hard part is like everybody's married and most of them have kids. So it's like how do
Yeah.
you coordinate with 8 people? We don't have it booked yet, but what we're thinking is Cabot Citrus Farms, the new Cabot course down in Florida.
Hmm.
We'd love to get out there. And it's all, I guess, similar setup, right? You get on property, they have 3 to 5 courses right there that you all can play. And
Huh.
like that works out best for us. So we don't have to worry about driving.
Yeah.
Like all these places, like shuttles that just take you and your clubs wherever you need to go. That makes a massive difference. So we
Yeah.
look for places like that. Like Big Cedar is on our list. We'd love to get out there. But it's looking like probably Cabot Citrus down in Florida will be our trip for next year.
Yeah.
So
The
why
good
do you
news
guys
is,
always go during? Why do you always go when the freaking weather is so jacked up?
frankly, I wish I knew. We all say that every year. Every
Yeah, you
year.
get down there, you just sweating your freaking bag off, dude. I'm like that's where I can't. You're gonna lose me, man. Like I golfed years ago in North Carolina, and I made it to the fourth hole. After my hands were sweating, I was done. I was done. You
I
know,
know. It's
done.
unbearable. I, uh, just kind of the way it worked out where everyone's available. Like I'm
Wow.
with you though. And like we actually said that this year. We're like, if we're going to Cabot in Florida, we need to go in like May at the latest. Like we can't go down to Florida again in June or July. Which is way
Yeah.
too hot. It's way too hot.
Yeah.
But look, it's hot, but it's worth it at the end of the
You
day.
probably
No matter
save some money, right? It's
you
not
do.
high season.
So Stream Song, I think we paid half price because we
Yeah.
went in June.
Dude,
Like
you said you guys are golfing 36 holes a day. Dude, you need basically a keg of water. That's what you need. You need a keg of water. You need that caddy to carry a keg of water. And you can't even hardly drink. If you start boozing beers on the course, dude, you're dehydrated. You're gonna faint. You're gonna pass out.
They're still young bucks, Burke.
That is true. That is true. That
it's
is true.
so
You guys would be looking, you guys would be like this. Where did Burke go? Oh yeah, well, he got taken out in an ambulance on hole one.
Oh, that's so funny. So like, it is funny now because like this year down in Kiowa, it was literally like we were handing out electrolyte packs before we went out. So it's just funny how things change. People aren't necessarily being like, all right, throw beers in my bag anymore. It's like, no, it's 95 degrees and humid. Like you need electrolytes.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I don't know. I wish I had a good answer for you as to why we go in the summer. Hopefully, we can go a little bit earlier next year.
Nice. Well, Burke, where's this ranking on the sick FOMO host score?
Look, he just said it, right? He's going in the heart of the summer. So, hey, you guys can invite me, but if the first question I'd say, are you going in May or you going in June and July? Because if you're going in June and July and it's freaking 95 and the humidity's 95, I'm out. Burke's out. I'm out. It's not happening. It's not happening. So, I'm gonna give it like a 6-7, 6-7, yeah, 6-7. And the thing I also do love is getting 8 guys, they're college guys together every year. That is huge. That's huge. It's almost like if you got together and you just sat in the freaking in the pro shop and you just chilled out, that's fun, right? You're with your boys, man. And every year you're with your boys and you can't beat it. You know what I mean? I wish
Yeah.
I had a group of guys that way every year. I kind of take a group to hockey in Vegas, but every year it changes. No one's really committed to every year going. So I love it. And it's a course I would definitely want to do. I'm giving it a 6-7, but if it's in the May, then I'd probably do, like a 7-8, if it's not that hot. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I give it about an 8. I rank it pretty high because of the reputation of Bandon. It's so high. Sand Valley's the exact same thing as my understanding, except more on the East Coast. Those courses sound amazing.
Yeah.
I don't mind the weather and the humidity as much. I don't think. I haven't grown up in Toronto on the East Coast.
Lying, Carrie. Stop lying.
I
You are
actually would
you are
prefer.
bullshitting right now.
No, I would prefer the heat and humidity over rain and wind. I can weather heat. It's the rain and the wind that's really the rain that I would be miserable in. But the humidity and sweat, I think I could handle it.
You don't sweat? Is that what your deal? You don't
I don't
sweat?
sweat as much as most guys, I guess you can say. Yes.
All right. All
I
right.
love it. I love
All
it.
right.
So yeah. No, I mean, again, it sounds like a mecca of golf. So it's
It's awesome. Yeah.
definitely high on the bucket list. Now, which one would you go to if you had the choice, Bandon or Sand Valley? That
Well,
that I don't know.
Bandon now, because like I need to check that one off in golf. I got to check all
Yeah.
those courses.
Yeah.
So like that's one of the things that's important to me, or like I like to do, right? Love to enjoy the rounds and whatnot, but if I can pick between like even playing a course at Sand Valley that's top notch, or playing somewhere new, I'm going to take the new course.
Yeah.
It sounds like though Bandon you're playing a little bit more of a lottery with weather versus Sand Valley.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sand Valley, like we got rain the last day, but I'm not honestly. I don't know what a typical day in the summer in Sand Valley is.
Yeah.
It was sticky for us, but I know Bandon, you get those wild swings.
Super,
Um,
super cool. Love it.
That's awesome.
Love to hear about it. And yeah, again, it's definitely up there for me. And I don't know if these guys are planning another one to build, but it sounds like they've done an amazing job thinking of all the little things that to make a golfer's paradise.
a lot of these courses are similar, or resorts are similar. You show up and you golf. They take care of everything, and it makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
So if you guys have a chance, I can't recommend it enough. It's awesome.
Very cool. Well, thanks, Pete, for joining and telling us about Sand Valley and some of the other and your app. I found it now. It's actually golfed. It's just golfed on the Android. That's why I was looking for golfed app. But yeah, I'll check it out. I'll start to log my stuff and encourage anybody else to download and start to log or track their courses played as well.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
I appreciate you guys
Yeah.
reaching out. This was awesome. It was great talking to you
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Really
Thanks, Pete.
appreciate it.
All right,
Awesome.
great to meet you, Pete.
All
Thanks,
right.
Pete.
We'll see you, Pete.
Hey, Burke, great episode. You want to close us out?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, another great podcast today with our boy Pete from Long Island. That was fantastic, man. We learned a lot. But another great sick golf trip podcast. Make sure you guys really hit your like button, hit your subscribe button. We really need those likes. It's really important to get those likes, subscribe, so you get our new videos that come out every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Carrie is putting another one out. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's really cool, really fun. So if you ever want to be on our podcast, if you've got a great trip, got a great course that you went to, reach out to us and let us know. Everyone have a great holiday weekend, 4th of July. Stay safe, hit them straight, golf happy.
See you, everybody.